Ben Carson went on CNN. Of course, he's considering running for president, so he's trying to get his name out there as much as possible. And he spoke to Wolf Blitzer, who surprisingly did a decent interview. Maybe the first time ever. So let's listen to him try and explain away some Nazi comparisons that he made in the past between Nazi Germany and the U.S.
Very much like Nazi Germany, and I know you're not supposed to say Nazi Germany, but I don't care about political correctness. You know, you had a government using its tools to intimidate the population. We now live in a society where people are afraid to say what they actually believe. And it's because of the PC police, it's because of politicians, it's because of news. It's all of these things are combining to stifle people's conversation.
All right, so you got to explain that, because when I heard the comparison of the United States of America, the greatest country in the world, the greatest country ever, to Nazi Germany, I said, what is he talking about?
Well, see, what you were doing is allowing words to affect you more than listening to what was actually being said.
All right, so please explain
that. And that's
that,
part of the problem.
I greatly admire you and what you've done over the years, but to make the comparison of the United States and Nazi Germany, that just struck an awful tone.
Well, Nazi Germany experienced something horrible. The people in Nazi Germany largely did not believe in what Hitler was doing. But did they say anything? Of course not. They kept their mouths shut. And there are some very important lessons to be learned there. The fact that our government is using instruments of government like the IRS to punish its opponents. This is not the kind of thing that, as far as I'm concerned, is a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an American issue.
I understand all of that, and there's obviously no problem criticizing the United States government, saying all of that stuff. But to make the comparison, Dr. Carson, to Nazi Germany, the slaughter of 6 million Jews by the Nazis, the devastation that erupted in Europe and around the world, to the United States of America, I want you to reflect on what that potentially means.
Well, again, you are just focusing on the words Nazi Germany and completely missing the point of what that's being said. And that's the problem right now. That's what PCism is all about. You may not say this word, regardless of what your point is, because if you say that word, I go into a tizzy. We can do better than that. You know, when I was a child and when you were a child, they used to say, sticks and stones break my bones. Words will never hurt me. Whatever happened to that?
His argument is, no, I don't want you to listen to my words. Really? Okay, we won't. Step aside. Why? How can you run for president if we're not supposed to listen to your words? So when you tell us your party, when your policy ideas and your platform and all that, well, you just said don't listen to your words. So what? I guess we don't have to listen to your words. You don't mean what you say. That's what you're telling us right there. He's like, no, don't listen to my words. Just listen to my words. Right, that's what he's doing. You made a Nazi Germany comparison. No, don't listen to my words. Listen to the meaning behind my words. But that doesn't help your case. The meaning is even dumber. Do you not... It's a stupid thing to say. That's the point. A culture of PCism. This has nothing to do with political correctness. It has to do with you making a dumbass point and then acting like everybody's attacking you because they're politically correct. No, they're attacking you because they're intelligent. They're attacking you because they're smart. They're attacking you because of the point that Wolf Blitzer, of all people, just made. You managed to do such a bad... you managed to make such bad points that you made Wolf Blitzer look like a tough interviewer. That's mission impossible right there. Wolf Blitzer has never looked like a tough interviewer in the history of Wolf Blitzer. He's a robot. It's one of the laws of physics that he cannot question in a tough way. But he said, you're comparing the slaughter of millions of people and fucking gas chambers and Hitler and World War II. You're comparing this to modern-day U.S. domestic policy? Did you hear the example he gave? He said, God, I got to come up with some kind of example here because he's coming after me. The IRS scandal. Oh, yummy in my tummy. That's the dumbest example you could have given because the IRS scandal, there is no scandal. Did you not read the news that came out as the so-called scandal continued, where we found that the IRS looked even more into liberal groups than conservative groups? He doesn't follow the news. He doesn't care. And also, the conservative groups that got scrutiny, they had names like WeHateTaxes.org. You think maybe you should look at those people to see if they're paying their goddamn taxes? I think so. If somebody had an organization called MurderCops.com or whatever, yeah, you'd look into them to see if they're doing some sort of criminal activity. There's a reason to do that. And also, the real IRS scandal is that all these Tea Party groups registered as for their taxes as social welfare groups. Now, they're not social welfare groups. They're electioneering groups because their plan and their purpose is to get certain people elected. So the real scandal is that the IRS went too light on them. They allowed them to get away with pretending like they do social welfare when they don't. They try to get people elected. So they should have cracked down on them, and they didn't crack down on them. The IRS scandal is the exact opposite of what he's saying. But by no stretch of the imagination can you invoke Himmler, Goering, or Hitler into this conversation and act like the U.S. is equal to them. And look, the final thing I'll say about this, because this isn't even fucking really worth any more time, is that whenever conservatives make U.S. and Nazi Germany comparisons, they don't even acknowledge that the worst policies of America are the ones that they personally support. Whether it's keeping open Guantanamo Bay and taking away rights, not equal to Nazi Germany, but it's bad. Whether it's NSA spying, again, taking away your protection from unreasonable search and seizure, taking away your right to privacy, constitutional rights. That's bad. Ben Carson doesn't mention that, doesn't mention he supported that. The Iraq War, the Afghanistan War, the illegal drone strikes that we do in Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia, the 900 military bases we have around the world. I'm not saying these things are equal to Nazi Germany. I'm not saying that. And I'm being very clear that I'm not saying that. I am saying definitively, and I have said and I'll continue to say, those policies are bad policies. They're not good. They are not good. A lot of them are unconstitutional. A lot of them are illegal according to international law. You name it. But the worst policies of America, where's Ben Carson? I actually support those. But I'm going to compare the U.S. to Nazi Germany because the IRS or something? I don't know. PC Nazi.